Can beetroot juice actually improve judo performance? Before we start, make sure to subscribe to Sports Science Insight. Here we break down sports science research into simple, practical, and evidence-based insights for athletes, coaches, students, and practitioners. In this video, we are looking at the article, Acute Beetroot Juice Supplementation Enhances Judo-Specific Performance, Explosive Power, and Muscular Strength in Recreational Adolescent Judokas, a randomized crossover trial. It was published in Frontiers in Nutrition in 2025 by Demirli and colleagues. The study tested whether a single dose of beetroot juice could improve performance in young judo athletes. And the results are interesting. After beetroot juice supplementation, the athletes improved explosive power, back strength, grip strength, total throws in a judo-specific test, and recovery heart rate. But this is not a story about magic juice. It is a story about nitrate, nitric oxide, combat sport fatigue, and whether a nutritional strategy can support repeated high-intensity performance. Let's break it down. Judo is not one single effort. It is repeated explosive effort under fatigue. A judoka needs to fight for grip, control the opponent, explode into a throw, recover quickly, then repeat the sequence again and again. This makes judo very different from a simple strength test. The athlete needs power, strength, anaerobic capacity, technical skill, and recovery between short bursts. That is why this study is interesting. The researchers did not only test a generic exercise. They tested performance after a real 4-minute randori. That means the athletes were already exposed to judo-specific fatigue before the main performance tests. So the key question becomes practical. Can beetroot juice help athletes perform better when the body is already under combat sports stress? That is the kind of question coaches actually care about. Why beetroot juice? Because beetroot juice is naturally rich in dietary nitrate. After ingestion, nitrate can be converted into nitrite. Then nitrite can be converted into nitric oxide, especially in conditions where oxygen availability is lower and acidity is higher. That matters during intense exercise. Nitric oxide may support vasodilation, blood flow, muscle contraction, and exercise efficiency. In simple terms, the goal is not to give the athlete magic energy. The goal is to improve physiological efficiency. The body may be able to deliver oxygen and nutrients more effectively. The muscles may contract more efficiently, and recovery between repeated efforts may improve. For judo, this matters because the athlete has to produce force repeatedly, not just once. So beetroot juice may be useful if it helps the athlete generate power and recover between actions. The study included 35 male adolescent recreational judokas. Their average age was about 14 years. The design was randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled, and crossover. That means each athlete completed both conditions. In one condition, they consumed 140 milliliters of beetroot juice, providing about 12.8 millimoles of nitrate. In the other condition, they consumed a placebo drink. There was a 7-day washout period between the conditions. This crossover design is useful because every athlete becomes his own comparison. Instead of comparing one group of athletes against another group, the researchers compared each athlete under beetroot juice in placebo conditions. That helps reduce the influence of individual differences, so the study design was well suited for testing an acute supplementation effect. The testing protocol was designed to be judo-specific. The athletes consumed beetroot juice or placebo, then they waited 120 minutes before testing. This timing matters because nitrate needs time to increase plasma nitrate and support the nitrate-nitrite-nitric oxide pathway. After that, the athletes completed a standardized judo warm-up. Then they performed a real 4-minute randori against a matched opponent. After only 30 seconds of rest, they moved into the performance tests. They completed a Sargent jump test, a back strength test, a handgrip strength test, and then the Special Judo Fitness Test, or SJFT. The SJFT is important because it is not just a general fitness test. It uses judo-specific throwing actions under time pressure, so the study tested performance after real judo fatigue. That makes the findings much more relevant for coaches and athletes. Before we look at performance, we need to ask one important question. Did the supplement actually change the body's nitrate levels? The answer was yes. Beetroot juice significantly increased plasma nitrate concentration after 2 hours. The placebo condition did not show the same effect. This is important because it confirms that the supplementation protocol produced the expected physiological signal before the performance testing. In other words, the athletes did not just drink something red. They consumed a nitrate-rich supplement that measurably increased plasma nitrate. That supports the biological plausibility of the performance results. The supplement changed the physiological environment before the athletes were tested. And that is important when interpreting whether the performance effects were connected to nitrate availability. Now we get to the physical performance results. Compared with placebo, beetroot juice improved lower body explosive power. Jump height increased by about 3%. Back muscle strength increased by about 3.2%. And hand grip strength increased by about 8.4%. That last result is especially interesting for judo. Grip strength is not a small detail in combat sports. It directly influences control, pulling actions, posture disruption, and the ability to set up throws. So the biggest practical gain was grip strength. A stronger grip may help a judoka control the opponent more effectively during high-intensity exchanges. The improvements in jump and back strength also matter because judo throws require explosive lower body action and strong trunk involvement. So the message is clear. Beetroot juice improved several physical capacities that are relevant to judo performance. The most sport-specific result came from the Special Judo Fitness Test. Beetroot juice increased total throws by about 2.4%. It also reduced heart rate 1 minute after the SJFT by about 7.9 beats per minute. And it improved the SJFT index by about 4%. Remember, in the SJFT index, a lower score is better. That means the athletes performed more throws and recovered better according to the test index. This is important because it connects the supplement to judo-specific performance, not just isolated strength measures. Another interesting finding is that perceived exertion did not significantly change. So athletes performed better without reporting that the effort felt harder. That is a useful practical signal. The athletes were able to produce better output at a similar perceived intensity. So the key message is, beetroot juice improved performance and recovery markers in the judo-specific test. Now we need to interpret the results carefully. This study is promising, but it is not universal. The participants were adolescent male recreational judokas, so we cannot automatically apply the same results to elite adults, female judokas, or athletes from other combat sports. The study tested an acute dose only. That means we do not know whether chronic supplementation would produce the same effect, a larger effect, or no additional benefit. The researchers also did not directly measure muscle oxygenation, muscle fiber recruitment, or phosphocreatine kinetics. So the proposed mechanisms are plausible, but not directly confirmed in this study. And because these were adolescent athletes, we need an extra layer of caution. Any supplementation strategy for young athletes should involve professional supervision, parental consent, and clear attention to safety, dosing, and context. This is evidence for a protocol. It is not a free pass for unsupervised supplementation. So what should athletes, coaches, and parents take from this study? First, beetroot juice may help judo-specific performance. Second, it may improve power, back strength, and especially grip strength. Third, it may improve total throws and the SJFT index. Fourth, it may support recovery heart rate after high-intensity judo effort. But the basics still matter. Training quality matters. Sleep matters. Hydration matters. Regular nutrition matters. Technical practice matters. And supervision matters, especially with young athletes. The practical recommendation is simple. Do not try a supplement for the first time on competition day. Test it in training, monitor the athlete's response, watch for gastrointestinal tolerance, and use professional guidance. Beetroot juice may help, but training, nutrition, and supervision come first. If this video helped you, leave a like, subscribe to Sports Science Insight, and stay tuned for more evidence-based content on sports nutrition, performance, recovery, and training science. And tell me in the comments, would you test beetroot juice before a combat sport competition, or would you keep supplementation out of youth sports? See you in the next breakdown.